Please pray with me. O Lord, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable to you, O Lord, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Well, there's a trap hidden in the Beatitudes. I know that I've fallen into a number of times, and maybe you have too. It's simple, and it's a subtle trap. And what it is believing that Jesus is setting up conditions of blessing rather than actually blessing his hearers. Do you know what I mean? When I hear the Beatitudes, it's hard for me not to hear Jesus stating the terms of how I can be blessed. For instance, when I hear, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven," I tend to think, am I pure enough in spirit? Or, I should try to be more pure in spirit. Or when I hear, "Blessed are the peacemakers," I think, yes, I really should be more committed to peace. Does that ever happen to you? Well, at least blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And I know that on those occasions when I'm mourning, that I'll be comforted. And to be perfectly honest, the truth is I don't want to mourn. And hearing this beatitude doesn't make me any more eager for any additional mourning. And I feel the same lack of eagerness for "Blessed are the persecuted." Well, maybe it's only me, but I don't think so, because I've heard a lot of complaints about the Beatitudes over the years, and that perhaps there is more going on here. Well, in the New Testament, there certainly was more going on here. And I want to share with you some key insights about the Beatitudes from Jerome Neri from his book, Honor and Shame in the Gospel of Matthew. Their society, their culture, was built on the value system of honor and shame. And it worked like this. The more important your connections were, be it your family members, your patrons, your clients, the more important they were, the more important you were, and therefore, the more honored you were. If you were lucky enough to be born into or adopted into an important family, or even to be a slave within this important family, you had more honor. And if your family was less important, you were less important. But also, if you weren't connected to others, it didn't make you your old man or your old woman. It made you a nobody. And that's real serious stuff, because nobody wants to do business with a nobody. And being pushed out of your network of social relationships could also mean being left with nothing to live on and no way to get out of that position. And that brought all kinds of hardships. One pushed out of their connections could leave them destitute and a literal hunger and thirst for righteousness as Jesus defined it. And they would experience mourning, the loss of family, the loss of friends, the loss of means of supporting oneself. So why would the families of Jesus' followers push them out? It was because of these scandalous behaviors that Jesus' followers displayed, which left their families little other choice. The free social interaction between Jesus' followers, the men and the women, or single men and single women being together without chaperones, or between respectable folks and sinners, that just wasn't done. And this was shocking to many, and people who behaved like this paid a very steep price. Their culture and therefore their families didn't accept it. And perhaps even more shocking to many was the way the followers treated their fathers. Jesus himself said, let the dead bury the dead. To abandon one's aging parents to follow Jesus, rather than staying with them to care for them and to make sure they received an honorable burial, was not done. And in 1 Corinthians, when Paul counseled Christians to choose who they would marry, completely ignored the authority of their fathers, who normally would arrange marriages for their children to whom they thought would be best. Such disobedience shamed their whole families, threatening everyone's welfare in that process. And it's no wonder that those who engaged in these behaviors were pushed out. Other behaviors where they got in trouble were those who were meek, who refused to engage in contests for honor, which affected the whole family, as much as it did for the individual male, who refused to stand up and be a man when challenged. They were merciful and they were peacemakers, seeking reconciliation with, rather than revenge on people who wronged them. And they were pure in heart. And for Jesus, purity meant doing things like eating with anyone, read sinners, who would break bread with you. And of course that made them impure in their culture's eyes. So Jesus gathers together all of these people who are bereft and without honor in the culture's eyes and gives them blessings. Makarios, which is also translated as honor, granting them honor more than compensates for their losses. Jesus gives them honor and blessings in front of all the crowds. Jesus declares that these are the people whom God of Israel honors. Their human fathers may have disowned them, but they are children of the God who created the universe, to whom all honor belongs. They needed to hear blessings from Jesus about that. In this new way of being, this new way of living, this love, grace, spirit-filled way is a blessing from God. And it brings blessings to each other and blessings to themselves. And God honors and wants to bless those who choose to live this way. And God wants to bless us. And maybe the problem that some have with the Beatitudes is that we have a hard time believing that God wants to bless us in the first place. It may be that our picture of God is distorted, and that we can only imagine a God who is a stern lawgiver. And so it seems out of character for God to bless without requirement. Now, this isn't the primary picture of God in the Bible, but it may be the one that we were taught and have a hard time of letting go. Or maybe it's not that we don't know God well enough to recognize God's grace. Maybe it's that we know ourselves all too well to feel worthy of that grace. After all, we are intimately familiar with our faults and with our limitations, with our insecurity and failures. And knowing ourselves this well, and God knows us even better, that we may find it hard to believe that God loves us unconditionally. Very little in this world is unconditional. And maybe it's nearly inconceivable to imagine that God behaves differently, showering us with blessing, apart from anything that we have done, earned, or deserved. During Christmas, my girlfriend Josie was invited to a Christmas party where earlier names were drawn and for whom they were to buy a present for. Josie picked the name of a younger man, and someone she didn't know or didn't know anything about. And she was thrilled. First of all, she doesn't like to shop. And secondly, what do you buy a 33-year-old man who you don't know and don't know anything about? So she put it off and put it off, and then the day before the party, she went to the store and bought all things pertaining to shaving. Nice progress. So she goes home and proceeds to wrap the gift, a chore she finds tedious also. But my friend Josie is a very faith-filled woman, and she very deliberately attunes herself to listen for God. And she heard, "Bless him as you would bless your son. But bless him as I would bless my son." And then she heard, "Bless him as you would bless your son, because he is my son, and I want to bless him." So she goes to her wallet, opens it up. There's $90 there, her money for the week. And I'm thinking, $90 is a lot of money to give to somebody who you don't even know. And she takes the $90 and she puts it in a card. And she said, "If my son needed it, I would give it to him in a heartbeat." And she writes in the card, "God said to bless you as I would bless my son, because God said, you are my son, and I want to bless you." She didn't know he was a Christian, but she gave him the card. He opened it, and the look of love on his face was priceless. So this is unbelievable, this young man thought, because he was earnestly praying, seeking God. And God showed up, and God showed this man that he wanted to bless him. We serve a living God. And if God would show up here and show up to the weak and the meek in the morning, then God will be everywhere, showering all creation and all of it, and to all of its inhabitants with blessing. We serve a living, loving, blessed God. Thanks be to God. Now, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon